Hello everyone. In this class, I am going to teach you how to record the journal entries under GST, means under Goods and Service Tax. See here, before watching this class, please go through the introductory class on GST. Only then you understand this class clearly. I will give the link in the description box. Now we will see the journal entries. Journal entries under GST are made to record the transactions involving the purchase or sale of goods and services, payment of tax, claiming input tax credit or payment of GST liability. Means what here under GST we have to pass the journal entries related to the transactions, means the transactions that are related to purchase or sale of goods and services, payment of tax, claiming input tax credit or payment of GST liability. For these transactions we need to pass the journal entries under GST. Now we will see one by one. In that first one, that is purchase of goods or services. In that first case, that is when a business purchases goods or services within the same state. Within the same state means what? It means intrastate transactions. It means when a business purchases the goods or services within the same state. For example, business purchases the goods and services from Karnataka, and the business, it also exists in Karnataka. It will purchase the goods within the same state. From Karnataka only they will purchase the goods. This is called as intrastate transactions. So the entry without GST means the journal entry for purchase of goods or services without GST, that is purchase account debtor to creditors or cash account. Fine. But under GST, the entry is purchase account debtor input CGST. CGST means what? That is Central Goods and Service Tax, and input SGST account debtor. SGST means State Goods and Service Tax to creditors or cash account. Creditors, when it will come? When purchase of goods or services on credit. Otherwise, if business purchases the goods or services on cash, then we have to write cash account. Fine. So this is the entry for intrastate transactions. Here purchase account debtor, input CGST account debtor, input SGST account debtor to creditors or cash account. Now we will see what is input CGST. It is a ledger that is used to record the central goods and service tax when that is paid on purchase. Tax paid on purchase. We need to record the tax amount here. That is when input CGST account. And what about input SGST account? Same. It is a ledger that is used to record the state goods and service tax that is paid on purchase. Okay, so CGST and SGST we need to record when tax paid on purchase. Here we need to write input CGST account and input SGST account. So here when a purchaser buys goods or services within the same state, means intrastate transactions, they must pay the central state GST and central goods and service tax and state goods and service tax to the supplier. Means here the supplier, he collects the taxes and later he deposited with the respective government authorities. Here under these transactions, that is purchase of goods or services, the supplier of goods or services, he collects the CGST and SGST and later he will deposit the amount to the respective government authorities. Fine. And next one, Next case, that is when a business purchases goods or services from another state. Sorry, see here. When the business purchases goods or services from another state, it means what? It means interstate transactions. Means Haryana, they purchases the goods from Maharashtra. See here, two different states. When a business purchases goods or services from another state. So the entry is purchase account debtor, input IGST means integrated goods and service tax account debtor to creditors or cash account. To creditors or cash account. Here IGST will come because the business purchases goods or services from another state, means these are the interstate transactions. So here CGST and SGST it will not come. Why? These are related to intrastate transactions. Here the second case, that is related to interstate transactions. So here only input IGST it will come. Input IGST means what? It is an accounting ledger that is used to record the integrated GST when that is paid on purchases, made from a supplier located in another state. Fine, this is about purchases. First one, that is intrastate transactions. Here input CGST account and input SGST account will come, and in interstate transactions input IGST account will come. Next one, here purchase is done, and next second one, that is sale of goods or services. Next transaction, that is sale of goods or services. First case, that is when a business sells goods or services within the same state. When a business sells goods or services within the same state, means what? Intrastate transactions. Intrastate transactions. It means, so the entry is debtors account, debit or cash account. Debtors or cash account. See here. To sales account. Normal entry without GST, cash account, debtor to sales account. But under GST the entry is debtors or cash account, debtor to sales account, to output CGST. Here we have to write, for in the sale of goods or services we need to write output. For purchase we need to write input. And input CGST or SGST account debtor. Here output CGST account and output SGST account is credited. For purchase, the input CGST and input SGST is debited, and in sale of goods or services, the output CGST or output SGST account is credited. So, this is the entry. And now, we will see what is output CGST. Output CGST and output SGST, that is collected by the business on the supply or sale of goods or services within the same state, means intrastate transactions. Okay, and next one, second case, that is when a business it sells goods or services to another state, means interstate transactions. Means when a business sells goods or services to another state, means Haryana, the trader sells goods to Maharashtra. Trader in Maharashtra. Means here two different states. That is called as interstate transactions. So the entry is debtors or cash account, debtor to sales account or to output IGST account. What is output IGST account? It means that is collected by the business on the sale of goods or services when the supply occurs between two different states. See, this is nothing but, in simple manner I will tell. Here on purchase, supplier charges the GST. On purchase, supplier charges GST. That is called as input GST. Input GST. And on sales, who charges the GST or who will collect the GST? Business. Business collects GST, that is output GST. For purchase, input CGST and SGST we need to debit, and on sales, output CGST, SGST and IGST we need to credit. That's it. On purchase, supplier will collect the GST, and on sales, business that will collect the GST. Okay, so here I will explain this purchase and sales through one example. Here, first I will give you the example for purchase of goods or services. A business purchases raw materials worth rupees 1 lakh with an 18% GST rate. With an 18% GST rate. This assumed as intrastate transactions. Intrastate transactions. Okay, means here we need to debit the debit input CGST and input SGST account. So first we will do the calculations. A business purchases the raw materials worth rupees 1 lakh. So goods value rupees 1 lakh and GST rate 18%. GST rate is 18% and goods value that is rupees 1 lakh. So GST on raw material one lakh into 18% means that is 18,000 rupees. 18,000 GST on a raw material. Now what is the next step? Here in out of 18,000, 50% that goes to CGST and 50% that goes to SGST. Means CGST, Central Goods and Service Tax, that is equals to rupees 18,000 into 50%, that is equals to 9,000 rupees, and SGST rupees 18,000 into 50%, that is equals to rupees 9,000. See, in this example, in this for purchase of goods and services, who will collect the GST? Supplier. Means business has to pay the GST amount including price of raw materials to the supplier. So the entry is, what is the entry? See here, purchase account debtor, input CGST account debtor, input SGST account debtor to creditors or cash account. Here purchase account, we can write raw materials also. We have purchased raw materials, right? raw materials account debtor input CGST account debtor input SGST account debtor to cash account. Purchase the raw materials on cash. So what is the value of raw materials? That is rupees 1 lakh. 1 lakh. And what is input CGST is here? 9,000. And SGST, that is 9,000. So total 1 lakh plus 9,000 plus 9,000, that is 1 lakh 18,000. 1 lakh 18,000 means business has to pay rupees 1 lakh 18,000 to the supplier. Means business pays rupees 1 lakh 18,000 to supplier. This 1 lakh 18,000 which includes GST. That is rupees 9,000 to the central government and rupees 9,000 to the state government. Okay, I hope this example is clear to you all. Now we will move to the next example, that is example for sale of goods and services. We will take the same business. Same business sells finished goods worth rupees 1,50,000 at 18% GST. It is also assumed as intrastate transactions. Fine. Same business sells finished goods worth rupees 1,15,000 at 18% GST. First, we will do the calculations. First one, sale value rupees 1,50,000. GST rate how much? 18%. So, first we have to calculate GST on what? On sale. That is rupees 1,50,000 into 18%. That is rupees 1,50,000 into 18 means percentage means 27,000 GST on sale. Now 50% that goes to CGST central government and 50% that goes to state government. 27,000 into 50% means 13,500 and 13,500. So here I will write here CGST into 50%, that is equals to rupees 13,500, and tax goes to the state government, that is rupees 27,000 into 50%, that is rupees 13,500. Now we will write down the journal entry. Journal entry, see here. Cash account, we will take the cash account only here. Cash account debtor to sales account to output CGST account to output SGST account. Cash account debtor to sales account to output CGST account to output SGST account. First we will write the sales value. Sales value, that is rupees 1,50,000. Sale value, that is rupees 1,50,000, and output CGST 13,500, and output SGST, that is rupees 13,500. Now amount, that is 1,50,000 plus 13,500 plus, that is rupees 1,77,000. 1,77,000. Rupees 1,77,000. It means what? Business collects rupees 1,77,000 from the customer. It means business collects rupees, rupees 1,77,000 from the customer. This rupees 1,70,000, that is inclusive of GST. Inclusive of GST. See, here in purchase, supplier collects the GST, and in sale, business collects the GST amount. Okay. So, I hope these two examples are clear to you all. Here, I will finish today's class, and in the next class, I will continue with the journal entries under GST. If you have any doubts, please leave a comment. Thank you.